Hello, this is Allie with the Perception Trainers, author of The Perception Diet, and today I have my message for you for 2017. So, a lot of people really didn't enjoy 2016, and that is totally understandable. Last year was pretty intense, and a lot of crazy things happened on pretty much on all levels, on personal levels, on societal levels, global levels. It was a big year, and a lot of things came up for a lot of people, and I get right. Yeah, it was just a big year with a lot of struggle and a lot of trial and a lot of things coming to the surface, and we've been talking a lot about how 2016 was a year of purification, and for a lot of people that was an unpleasant process. It was an unpleasant process to have a whole bunch of their stuff kind of come to the surface and come to the light and be exposed. And now, here is what we need to understand about what happened last year and about what's going to be happening this year if we kind of continue on down the path that we're on. Okay, so 2016, numerologically and astrologically, was considered to be kind of like an ending of a cycle. Okay, so this is why everything that was kind of out of alignment with your highest good and your highest truth and your highest being was very much exposed last year. So I really want you to think of it like last year was simply like it was just the reflection of everything that's been going on an individual and societal level for a very long time. Okay? Last year didn't cause anything. 2016 was not the cause of our suffering. Okay? 2016 was not the year where everything was working and then it all just stopped working. Okay? 2016 revealed to us where we are out of alignment. Because eventually, okay, any house that is built upon a foundation of sand is going to crumble. Things fell apart. They didn't go how you wanted them to go. Things blew up in your face because eventually, right, if you're holding the cork underwater, it's eventually going to come to the surface. All right? So that's all that happened. That stuff, that suffering, that trauma, that all that stuff that came up last year was a reflection of what's been going on in your life for a long time that you haven't been looking at. Okay? That's what it was. So if you were the kind of person that went into victim mentality, right? If you thought your life was happening to you, if you thought everything that was going on in the world was happening to you, if you were just kind of hunkering down and waiting for it to blow over, if you were cursing your body, if you were cursing your job, if you were cursing all these things that were coming up and seemed to be inhibiting you from doing what you wanted to be doing, 2017 is just going to be worse. And I don't mean that as a curse to you, okay? This is what we need to understand. We can't think that if we're, holding ourselves underwater and not letting ourselves breathe, and we start to feel that panicky feeling and that feeling in your lungs that your lungs are compressing and like you need to get a breath of fresh air, that panic, that surge that happens that forces you to go to the surface to get air, okay, we can't look at that panic situation when you're down underwater and not breathing as the problem. Okay, that is your body saying, go get air or we're going to die, right? We can't get mad at the body for producing that sensation of not being able to breathe when we're underwater and how uncomfortable that is, and say it's the body's fault that I felt like that. No, it's the fact that you were underwater not breathing that made you feel like that. And your body was trying to alert you that you need to go get oxygen or something bad is going to happen. Like more suffering, more damage is going to happen. Okay, that's exactly what 2016 was. All of your pain and all of your suffering was your body, your mind, your reality showing you you're on a path of destruction. You're doing something that's out of alignment with yourself and with the natural laws, and if we keep going down this path, we're going to get in trouble. Okay? Same thing like with a GPS. If you program something into your GPS of where you want to go, and you take a wrong turn and it doesn't alert you, we'd be upset with the GPS, right? But if the GPS starts saying, rah, 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 wrong turn, turn around, and you're like, oh, that's so annoying, and you turn off the GPS, right? You're gonna get lost. You're headed in the wrong direction. So now, most of us, okay, because we have traumas, because we have things in our lives and in our past and in our emotional bodies and in our perceptions that we have not dealt with, have not looked at for a long time, right? We have pain from our childhood. We have painful beliefs about ourselves and about the world. We have trauma. We have trauma that we have not dealt with and that we have tried to cover up with stimulants and drugs and sex and work and all plethoras of distractions, right? Our lives are very busy and they're very full, and a lot of us have that because we don't want to look at ourselves. We don't want to be quiet. We don't want to be stuck, sitting still for any period of time because it's so uncomfortable. It's so emotionally uncomfortable. The reason that is because you have so much trauma and pain and things that are under the surface that need to be healed and cleared and loved, right? It's like the GPS, you've taken so many turns away from, so again, not wrong turns, don't think of it like wrong turns. You've taken so many turns away from what would feel like bliss for you, okay? That there's so many messages now, it's overwhelming, right? It's like you haven't checked your email inbox for like 3 years, and so you open it and there's like 800 new messages that you haven't looked at, and that's going to be overwhelming. And so most of us just keep shutting it down because we don't want to look at it. And then so last year, essentially what happened for a lot of us is it got harder and harder and harder to shut it down. The body just like wouldn't get in line. You just couldn't do what you usually do to make yourself feel good. You just seemed to get sicker and sicker, right? You tried really, really hard to make your job work and you lost your job, or it just didn't go well, or it just got worse and worse and worse. You tried all the things that you usually try in your relationships and they just kept getting worse and falling apart and falling apart and falling apart. Donald Trump got elected, right? All of these things were happening in our lives because that's the guidance system just saying, we're not going to let you keep going. We're not going to let you keep going. We're not going to let you keep going because you have a plan for yourself. You want to be blissful. You want to express your highest divinity. You want to have an ecstatic experience here on this planet. And if you keep going farther and farther and farther away from what's going to give you that experience, your emotional guidance system, your body, your circumstances are all going to say, stop, 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 right? Don't go here. This is the wrong direction. This is painful. Stop doing this. And this is what suffering is, okay? Suffering is a kind of a Russian roulette that we've taken on as human beings because suffering seems to have this equal opportunity to be the thing that wakes us up and allows us to actually be like, whoa, okay, this is totally out of alignment with who I am and I'm going to change course, or suffering is going to be the thing that destroys us, right? We are just going to resist suffering. We're not going to understand it. We're going to feel like we're a victim to it. We're going to feel like our bodies are victimizing us, our jobs are victimizing us, our relationships are victimizing us, our circumstances are victimizing us, our minds are victimizing us. We are all victim to everything. And then we just keep heading down the path, keep trying to make the thing that doesn't work, and we destroy ourselves, right? So it's this Russian roulette. If you are in a state of resisting your suffering and feeling like you're a victim to your suffering, 2017 is the beginning of a new cycle, which just means if you bring all of your stuff that you haven't dealt with in all these past years into 2017, it's a new cycle of that. It's not going to be different. You have to be different in order for 2017 to be the start of something different. Otherwise, 2017 is going to be a revamp of everything we've been through. And this thing, what we need to understand is because, again, the messages are not going to get quieter. We're not going to be let off the hook because the hook is trying to get us onto our path. Okay, so we need to understand this. The reason you're suffering is because you're trying to get yourself back in alignment with your bliss. You're trying to heal your traumas. You're trying to reconcile what happened to you so that you can take all the lessons from it and be blissful and all the information and move forward in a way where you don't feel like a victim to your life. All right? That's what's happening. So if you don't make the shift to understanding that you are not a victim to your life, that 2016 was not trying to kick your ass. It was trying to show you, stop, slow down, stop heading in this direction, pause, go inside, love yourself, figure yourself out, love the traumatized parts of you so you stop acting from these traumatized parts, because that's what we're all doing, okay? Basically, 2016 was the massive red flag that said everyone is acting from their trauma. And that's why the world is fucking crazy. Nobody is acting from the lessons that were supposed to be learned through what we went through. No one is believing that they're good. Everyone hates themselves. Everyone is fearful. Everyone is scared. All of these things are going on, and this is why our world is crazy, and this is why our individual worlds are crazy. So now, here's the important thing to know. Just because the world is crazy doesn't mean your world has to be crazy. And this is the message for 2017. If you want 2017 to be a start of a new cycle, something different, not the same trauma over and over and over again, now just amplified, right? Because that's what's going to happen. The signs and symptoms of being out of alignment with yourself, the sickness in your body, the sickness in your mind, the out of alignment with your job, the da-da-da-da-da, is only going to get louder in 2017 if you don't do something about it. If you don't shift your perspective, if you don't go inside and realize, okay, it's not the job that's messed up, it's not me that's messed up, this job just isn't in alignment with me. My body is not broken. My body is trying to show me where I have false belief systems about myself and about my world that are blocking me from living in my bliss. We need to start to see these things. If you want 2017 to be different, you need to take responsibility for all the trauma in your life. You need to take responsibility for all the trauma. Stop blaming your body. Stop blaming your mind. Stop blaming the world. Stop blaming your job. Stop blaming your relationship. Stop blaming 2016 like it's a year. Okay? Stop blaming, and saying, okay, these are all messages trying to help me learn something. These are all messages trying to help me live the life that I want to live. Even if you don't know what that looks like, even if you don't know what that is, even if you're sitting here being like, what the hell, like I don't even know, I don't know what I'm passionate about, I don't know what I love, I don't know what I want to do, I don't know what I'm supposed to be here doing. All I know is this. I know. But again, if you go in to all that trauma and you say, okay, this is a symptom of trauma. This is a symptom of a false belief. If I'm looking out at the world and it's painful for me, there's perceptions that need to change. There's things that I believe about myself and about the world that are not true, right? If I'm suffering in my reality, there's something that needs to shift within me. And I want you to know that when you make that shift, that's enough. Your world will change. Really, and this is not magic. You, because of the laws of free will that exist here on this planet, right? Yes, we are all connected, but you are having an individual experience. Part of the reason why everyone is having a similar experience as everyone else is because we're all agreeing to believe and to think and to act in a similar way. It's not because that's what reality is. It's because we've just all agreed upon that. We've all agreed upon these belief systems. We've all agreed upon these, traumatic and painful things as being what reality is. And so we all live in that. But then, we come across someone who doesn't believe that and their reality is totally different. They're living in the same world, but their reality is totally different because they're different. And that's what we need to understand. So take 2016 all of your traumas and everything that you're resisting, and love the one that's resisting it. First and foremost, love the part of you that hates your body. Love the part of you that hates your job. Love the part of you that feels so confused and lost. Love the part of you that is stressed. Start to slow down. Make 2017 a year where you stop pushing through. Stop pushing through. Stop pushing through. Stop pushing through. When something feels like shit, love the one that feels like that. When you feel victimized to something, start to think, okay, I'm not a victim to this. This is my GPS system. Anything that feels terrible is my GPS system. It's alerting me to something that's out of alignment. A lot of the time it's your belief systems that you need to then go and look at, okay? You are not a victim to your circumstance. Reality is not trying to hurt you. And so long as you hold on to that belief that you're a victim to your reality, you're waiting for it to blow over, it's not going to. 2017 will be worse for you than 2016. That's bottom line how it works, okay? If you want 2016 to be different, 2017 to be different, take everything that you learned from 2016, everything that came up in 2016, as a message. Stop acting like a victim. You gotta stop. You're not a victim, okay? It's a symptom to try and get you on track. And this is what you need to understand. The biggest thing you need to understand is everything that is coming up is trying to get you what you want. Stop resisting your life, okay? If your body doesn't want you to be doing something anymore, it's because it's not leading you where you want to go. The universe is not ever going to try to take away something from you that you love, that you want, that would be awesome for you. The universe is getting rid of anything that doesn't serve your highest good. And you need to start to trust that. So again, make 2017 the year you decide you're not a victim anymore. You are not a victim. You're not a victim to your body. You're not a victim to your job. You're not a victim to your relationships. You're not a victim to your circumstances. You're not a victim to your mind. You're not a victim. All of these things are GPS notifications that you have veered off the path of your highest joy. That's all it is. And when you listen to the messages, rather than try and get rid of them, rather than try to go run away from them, rather than try to heal them, stop that. Listen, go in, engage in the message, slow down, go into those negative emotions, go into those negative thoughts, go into that feeling and say, hey, what am I missing here? What am I not seeing? What's the message? And then wait. Give yourself time and space this year to be in your stuff, because the answers will come if you stop resisting. The answers will come if you stop resisting. So stop resisting your life. Stop making yourself a victim. Start understanding that all of this is coming up to guide you to where you want to go. Everything is surfacing to guide you to where you want to go. That's why it's happening. Your body is shutting down to guide you where you want to go. You lost your job because it's trying to guide you to where you want to go. Your mind is going crazy because it's trying to guide you to where you want to go. Your relationships are shitty because they're trying to guide you to where you want to go. So go in. What am I missing? What am I not seeing? What's the message? Where does my perception need to shift here? Where does my perception need to shift here? Where does my perception need to shift here? And then wait. Be in it. That's how 2017 will be a start of a new cycle. Stop running away from yourself. Stop victimizing yourself. When you learn how to get the messages won't have to be so loud. And then you will live in a completely different reality. And I promise you that. You will. Okay? So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave those down below. Like, subscribe, share, follow, do all that great stuff. Join me on Patreon. All the links are down below. 2017 can be different. It can be a start of a new cycle if you are different. But if you go into 2017 with the same victim mentality and believing that everything is against you, and resisting your emotions and resisting your body and resisting your circumstances and just hoping it's all going to blow over, 2017 is going to be an amplification of 2016. Okay, because that's how it works. The messages aren't going away. They're just going to get louder. So listen. All right? So that's it. Happy New Year, happy 2017, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.